Celebrating our 100th year, the Oregon School Activities Association welcomes you to this broadcast of an OSAA On Point Community Credit Union State Championship event. Serving more than 355,000 members, On Point Community Credit Union is the largest locally headquartered credit union and is the proud title sponsor of OSAA State Championships. We hope you enjoy today's championship event.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to North Bend High School for the consolation bracket of the 2019 OSAA On Point Community Credit Union AAA basketball tournament. I'm George Walker, along with Boone Marker today to bring you all of the action in this consolation round game. We saw both these teams over at Marshfield yesterday. We'll go on about that in just a moment. But Boone, welcome to the broadcast today. Boone is also running camera for us as we look at the OES Aardvarks getting to get some stretching done.
You know, the Aardvarks takes me back to camp at Camp Cascade, where we learned Aardvarks are our friends, our Aardvarks are our friends. Very confusing, you know.
You have not had enough coffee yet this morning. We're about 4.5 minutes away from game time. We're going to take a break, come back, and talk about what happened yesterday in just a minute. This is the NFHS Network, produced by Sportscasting Unlimited. Welcome back to North Bend High School and our opening game in the consolation bracket. Yesterday on the girls' side, the opening game at 1:30 was Brookings Harbor and Burns. It was a really good game. Burns won 57-40, which put Brookings Harbor into this game. The final score, by the way, was not indicative of the way the game was played. Burns came along late in the game and really made the Brookings Harbor girls pay as they just sort of ran out of steam. As we're looking at the officials for today's game, Keith Baldrich, Ron Pope, and Marcus Eng will be calling the fouls, the traveling, and the hacks, and the charges in this opening game at 9 o'clock here, just a couple of minutes away. In the second game yesterday, Oregon Episcopal took on Clatskanie, and Clatskanie came out by 8, 35-27. They will play Burns at 4:15 this afternoon, a game that you will see here on the NFHS Network. OES moves to the consolation game, and they are here playing Brookings Harbor. In the night version of the first round, the quarterfinals, Vale and Blanchette tangled at 6:30, and Blanchette won that one. And so they will move out to the 6 o'clock game tonight. Vale, of course, moves to our 10:45 game this morning. In the nightcap, it was Warrenton and Salem Academy, and Salem Academy came out the winner in that one. And so Warrenton plays at 10:45 this morning against Vale. Salem Academy and Blanchette Catholic will tangle at 6 o'clock tonight. All of those games will be here on the NFHS Network. Of course, the boys were here yesterday, and they are over at Marshfield today. And after these two games this morning, everything moves to Marshfield. So the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 9:45 for 4th and 6th place. We're just about a minute away from the introduction of all of the players. So we're going to take a quick 30-second timeout and be right back on the NFHS Network. As the clock ticks down, both coaches have their teams around. And we are just about ready for tip-off. It's the Oregon Episcopal Aardvarks, coached by Brad Dawson. This is the 100th year of the OSAA. It's their centennial. A 36-member association back in 1918 with only one championship. It was boys basketball. Today, the OSAA has 292 schools, more than 100,000 student-athletes, and 117 titles. OSAA.org. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. And we are ready for the starting lineups here today. The public address announcer admonishing the crowd not to take it out on the officials when a call goes against their team.
You know, we had a pretty quiet crowd yesterday towards our officials, but, you know, these are some of the state's best, so we shouldn't really have anything to yell about.
Well, you know, I was a baseball umpire for 41 years, and I'll guarantee you we don't always get them right, but the great officials, the ones who work these tournaments, they do everything in their power to make it right.
Absolutely. You don't want a bad call making the decision for a big game.
The Oregon Episcopal is going to be the visitors in this game. Number 1, Rachel Lowell as a captain. She's a senior, 5'7", plays guard. Laura Hahn, a sophomore, guard, 5'7". She's tiny, but she really plays hard. Rachel Holtzman, a freshman, or a forward, I should say, a junior. Where's number 11? 5'8". Number 13, sophomore guard, 5'5", Grace Bourbon. And number 15 is a senior forward. She is a captain at 5'9", Maddie Reynolds. Lauren Hahn was Lewis and Clark first team. Lowell was second team. Holtzman, honorable mention. Bourbon, honorable mention. And Maddie Reynolds, she was on the list too. For Brookings Harbor, number 1, sophomore, 5'8", Lexi Schofield. She is a captain. Number 4 is a sophomore guard, 5'6", Tilly Peters. Number 11, Sydney Alexander, a captain. She's a guard and a junior at 5'2". Number 20, sophomore guard, 5'3", Lexi Murray. And where's number 44, a captain. She is a center and forward, 6-foot Chloe McCrae. Schoenfield was Far West Co-Player of the Year this year. Alexander, Far West first team. Pettis second team. McCrae second team. Sierra Fitzhugh, who will play a lot of minutes for the Bruins. She was a Far West honorable mention. And Mickey Fulton, who will also see a lot of action for Brookings Harbor, was an all-defensive team, first team for the Brookings Harbor Bruins. Had a chance to talk with both coaches. They're ready for this game, and we are ready to play some basketball here in the consolation round. McCrae will jump for Brookings Harbor. Ball is up, and Brookings Harbor has the ball. They're in the white, OES in their blue. Long shot over the basket, no good by Schofield. And the Aardvarks will bring it up. That's Lowell working the backcourt, double team. You'll see Brookings Harbor do a lot of that. Down the lane, left side, it's blocked. Holtzman's shot blocked by Schofield, and Holtzman came down with it, but then stepped out of bounds. And we've got the grade school kids, or the junior high kids, coming in to watch the game, middle school, I should say.
It's a great way to spend an hour of PE.
That's it. This is my physical exercise, wagging my gums. Brookings Harbor in tight and close.
What
That's
a shot.
McCrae with 2, and we are on the board. So Brookings Harbor takes the early lead, 2-0. Ball blocked underneath. Out of bounds. Who's going to get it? No, it wasn't out of bounds. Brookings Harbor comes back very quickly. Fulton with it. Over to Schoenfield. Casts it off. No good. Aardvarks with the rebound. That's Hahn. She plays a big game for the Aardvarks. Driving the far side of the lane. And fouled on the shot was Bourbon, and Grace goes to the line. Schofield picks up her first foul. Schofield eyes it and shoots it. She's got it. And make that 2. And that was Bourbon on the line. I think I said Schoenfeld. Aardvarks into the corner, far side, goes for three. No good on Murray's shot. Lexi couldn't get that one to drop. And the foul's going to get called as Hahn tries to split two of the defenders.
Already with not even 2 minutes away, we're saying Brookings Harbor already with 2 fouls.
That was Sydney Alexander who picked that one up. She played big roles and big minutes for the Bruins yesterday. Chris Schoenfeld, by the way, is the head coach of Brookings Harbor. From the corner, no, off the iron, knocked out of bounds. And we got a foul with a push. And that's Holtzman.
Can't go over the back that way. Just doesn't work.
Well, with 3 officials especially, it doesn't work. Maybe with 2 every now and then. But kicked out of bounds by Grace Bourbon. Coming in, Fitzhugh and Pettis. Coming out, Murray and Fulton, all for the Brookings Harbor Bruins. Schoenfeld with it. Comes top of the lane. That's Alexander. Pettis back to Alexander, trying to go underneath. She does. Bumped is Fitzhugh, and then she tried to pass it back out, but stepping in the way is Bourbon. And she'll come up left side of the lane. Thought she was going to drive, but she didn't. She gave to Hahn, who tried a sort of a left-handed wimpy kind of a hook. Got about halfway to the basket. And so Brookings Harbor coming back. Casting off was Pettis. No good side of the board. Here comes Hahn, lays it up, no good, straight up, straight down, and right into the hands of the Bruins. Alexander out to Schofield, drives the lane, stops, pops, count it. Maddie Reynolds picks up foul number 1. And Schoenfeld picks up her first from the line. So it's a 5-2 score. OES back into front court. Lowell with it, holds it high over her head. She's going to go down, then kick back out to the far side. Lowell gets it, baseline, no. Started to drive down the baseline, thought better of it. Great heads-up concentration, Bourbon for 2.
Ball was blocked back to her, and she put it right back in.
Concentration there by Bourbon to get that one. Ball's going to go out of bounds off of Fitzhugh. Aardvarks under the direction of Brad Dawson. We're 16-8 this year. Bruins are 14-8, so they're pretty well matched up here. Brookings Harbor finished the season rated 11th, where Oregon Episcopal was 12. So this should be one heck of a great game. They are very, very well matched up teams. Hahn to Lowell. Going to let it go for 3. No. Aardvarks get it back, far side. With the drive and off the rim, no good. It was Bourbon who got it. She tried to come out with it, but stepped out of bounds. So the turnover goes to Brookings Harbor. 4:35 to go, first quarter if you're just joining us. This is the consolation round. Loser goes home, and the winner plays tomorrow for 4th and 6th place. Schoenfeld, charity stripe, this side, Fitzhugh into the corner. And back out on top. Oh, just hammered was Schoenfeld, and it was by Bourbon. Not a question in anybody's mind. Third team foul for the Aardvarks. Bruins go back to work. Baseline out to the corner, and then we're going to take it all the way out and go for 3. It is Schoenfeld for the tray. We were talking with the Brookings Harbor coach, Chris Schoenfeld, when we got here today, and he said after the loss yesterday, they took the team out and just went and had some fun, trying to loosen them up a little bit. And he says if this team is not laughing and having a good time and joking around, he knows they're in trouble.
Their warm-ups were pretty explosive. They were cheering every time Bucket went in, and you could definitely sense a presence that they are ready for this game this morning.
Pettis' shot didn't go, and it ends up in the hands of Lowell of Oregon Episcopal as she comes down and releases the ball, then gets it back. Fitzhugh is on her. Corner, shot, Bourbon rattles it. She's got it, it's 2.
The ball movement by the Aardvarks is great this morning.
Well, they got some sleep. 8-6 our score. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. A couple of Bruins getting ready to check in. Alexander is getting ready to come in, and so is McCrae for Brookings Harbor. Ball almost gets tossed out of bounds right into the OES bench, but it's retrieved by Schofield. She's got it back as the Bruins are going to throw it around outside of the circle, trying to find a hole in that defense, and a whistle blows on the drive by Schoenfeld.
And she gets a basket. Might have been a little continuation there, but
Wilmot, you're right, she gets a basket. And Wilmot gets the foul, her first. 4th team foul for OES. Shot was good, so make it 11-6. Very quickly, OES is back into front court. We had a couple of instances yesterday, and as the turning from the key, Bourbon, and she doesn't get it. We had a couple of instances over at Marshfield yesterday. They have triple lines at center court. Underneath, McCrae, Shield put it on a great feed where there's 3 lines at Marshfield. Over and back was called a couple of times before the center line. Officials immediately reversed the call and let the kids start over again, but very confusing, the volleyball lines over there. Ball is knocked out of bounds. It was headed for Hahn, but Fulton got her hands on it. Mickey knocks it out of bounds. 13-6. Bruins. Sitting down is Reynolds. And the Aardvarks go to work. Hahn way outside, rims it, no good, rebound. Underneath Aardvarks, it was Castellano who just came in, who came down with the rebound. Hahn has it kicked away. He's going to roll out of bounds off the foot of Lexi Murray. Rachel Lowell checking in. Coming out is going to be Grace Bourbon for the Aardvarks of OES. A minute 19 to play, first quarter. As the Aardvarks throw it around outside the arc there. Zone defense for the Bruins. Coming out in the corner near side with it is Judy. And she picks up 3. And Simran played a great game last night off the bench for OES. Bruins going to try to return the favor. They do. Murray for 3. Both these teams don't hesitate to shoot outside. With a trail, 2, it is Castellano. On the shot block, tapped back, Murray. She'll get the ball back and come up trying to go underneath to McCrae, and McCrae is fouled by Castellino, I am told. So Castellino picks up her first foul. Sierra Fitzhugh entering the game. And the Aardvarks are going to knock that inbound pass out of bounds. Wilmot got her hand on it, and Wiley knocked it into the corner. So the Bruins will keep control. Long inbound pass as the ball comes around. And then cross court, shooting it up. Alexander, no good off the rim. Who's going to run it down? Alexander's going to get it down at the bucket. She gets two. Count it.
Great rebound and release right as the buzzer beep. Boom, baby.
My, oh my. That was a buzzer beater. 18-11, end of one. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A State Basketball Championships on the NFHS Network, produced by Sportscasting Unlimited. We'll be back in 30 with the second quarter. Are you ready for the second quarter of action? What a great game so far. If you need some extra spending money, or you want to give back to student athletes, or both, become an athletic official. There's a big shortage of officials in Oregon, and we need you now more than ever at www.newofficials.org. And I will tell you, officiating high school sports is one of the greatest things you can do. I was a baseball umpire, as I said many times, for 41 years, and it was a great time. Aardvarks with the ball from the near corner for three. No, it was Judy letting that one go. Pettis on the drive, kicks over to Fitzhugh, who will put it back out front. Quick movement of the ball by the Bruins. Going in with Schofield, it was blocked. Lowell will bring it up. Full court pressure by Brookings Harbor. Across the timeline they come. Into the corner far side, then baseline. It is clogged, and so it's kicked back out. Hahn, one-handed, just with a desperation shot before she walked. Almost got it. Came across the iron. That's Oliveira to Fitzhugh. And that little shovel pass was broken up by Wilmot. She will come down, slow it up, and get it back out front. No, it's taken away. Pettis with the ball, left-handed dribble, going to come over the far side. Fitzhugh, it's too high for her, and then trying to come back outside. Some definite quick ball movement and errant passes there as the defenders, and I probably shouldn't say errant, but as the defenders were right where they needed to be to break up the passes. Underneath with the shot, Fitzhugh, she's got it for two.
Great inside pass, easy baskets.
20-11, that's Fitzhugh's first two of the game. Aardvarks into the corner. Judy off the iron, falls into the hands of Schoenfeld. Lexi will bring it up, give it underneath on the left side. Pettis with a shot, rolls the iron. And the Aardvarks will break the press. Judy with it. Lowell. Judy, Simon, across. On, no. Judy in the paint, kicks it back out front. Hahn drives, right-handed lay, up, it is good.
Nice little Euro step, puts her in the basket.
7-point Bruin lead. 20-13. Oliveira. As Pettis gets the ball, Oliveira up on top. She's running the show right now for the Bruins. Alexander underneath. Fitzhugh turns, right side, put it down.
That was a really tough contested shot that she got to rolling out the front of the rim.
Corner. Three, air ball from Lowell. It's going to go out of bounds off of a couple of the Aardvarks. Borbin coming back in. And Holtzman coming in. Shelby Jersa came in for the Bruins along with one other Bruin. We didn't get the number coming in. Fulton. So Mickey came in as well. She gets the ball right away. Corner, Schofield, three, air ball. And the Aardvarks come running back into front court across the Bulldog at center court. Timeout, 30 seconds by the Aardvarks. We are going to take 30 seconds and be right back. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A State Basketball Championships on the NFHS Network, produced by Sportscasting Unlimited. .442 to go in the half. It's a 22-13 lead in favor of Brookings Harbor. Aardvarks of OES from the Lewis and Clark League. They are the number 2 seed. Of course, Brookings Harbor out of the far west. Aardvarks in their Columbia blue. Middle of the paint. Shot no good. Out of bounds. Stays. No, it doesn't. They say it came off of an Aardvark. So the Bruins will get it. Of course, the Bruins are navy and gold, and they are wearing their whites today with their navy numbers and the gold trim. New York City Fashion Week has nothing on us. Bruins down the lane, laying it up. Alexander, Sidney couldn't get it to drop. McCray with a rebound, and she steps out of bounds. You can see it from here. It was just the heel.
Just the heel.
Coming into the game is Maddie Reynolds, a 5'9" senior forward. Sitting down is going to be Wiley Wilmot. She is a freshman, so she has 3 more years at OES, and she's a goodie. She's going to help this team improve immensely. Ball knocked away, but picked up by Holtzman. Into the lane right side. Reynolds off the iron. Schoenfeld. Cross-court pass all the way to Alexander. She'll let it fly. Got it. Count it 3. The Bruins have been hot from the corners. They have 3 threes already in this game. There's Judy for the Aardvarks. She will let it fly from either corner. This one won't drop for her, though. And it's taken away by Alexander and brought up off the missed shot. Alexander, charity stripe. Just a quick little pass to the far side. Won't call it a foul on McCray. I was going to say, won't call that a drive because it was only a couple of bounces. Chloe McCray, the senior, 6 foot forward and post. Hahn coming in. Pettis and Fitzhugh coming in for Brookings Harbor. 3 minutes to play, first half here in the consolation game. Winner of this one plays tomorrow for 4th or 6th place, and the loser goes home without a trophy, but with a heck of an experience coming to the state tournament. Getting the tipped ball back is Borbin, and she will help set up. Gets it back, bounces in the lane, and it's lost. Picked up, and the shot by Holtzman. She couldn't get it. And here come the Bruins, far side. 3, long way out, over the basket and out of bounds. Sydney Alexander had a perfect shot on that one, just not enough to get it in. Jersa sits down. Shelby will be in and out of this game as OES takes over. The Bruins have run a full court pressure defense most of this game, and the Aardvarks have figured out the way to break it. Lowell outside the arc. She was about 22 feet away, and she picks up her first points of the game, and there's 3 of them. And there's going to be a foul. It's going to be on Hahn. Pettis. Laura picks up her first. She reached in on Ivana Pettis. Sitting down is Alexander. Mickey Fulton coming into the game for Brookings Harbor. And the Bruins inbound. Fulton with it. She goes right side. Gives it back to Schofield, who kicks it out. Pettis with the drive into the lane. Fitzhugh, she turns, she's fouled, and will shoot 2.
Great dribble drive, and right when the defense collapses, she makes the easy basket to a teammate who gets fouled for the shot. Going to 2, shooting. Going to the line, shooting 2.
Holtzman picks up her second. And we are shooting 2. First one is in. So Fitzhugh will shoot the second of the 2. Count it. She's got 6 in the game. With 1:50 to play in quarter number 2. Nice little bounce pass from Hahn over to Holtzman.
Textbook dribble drive.
And a quick little layup for the 2, and there's another whistle going to be blown. Holtzman picks up her third. Rachel, aggressive player. She played, if memory serves, most of the second half with 3 last night. 8th team foul. And Pettis knocks down her first of the night. After the officials confer, doesn't get the second, rolls over the basket. Here comes Hahn. Borbin with it. Then Lowell back to Hahn to the corner of this side. Bounces underneath. In the lane is Holtzman. Goes out. Nice little floater. It's Borbin. She's got 7. And brings the Aardvarks to within 8 here with the final minute in the first half. Fitzhugh loves going into the paint. She put it up there, a little left-handed hook, and it won't go for her. And the Aardvarks come back very quickly. We got a foul. Non-shooting. And it's on Pettis, her first. So Ivana picks up number 1. It's the 4th team foul. Non-shooting as Hahn will inbound. And quickly with a shot off the glass, no good. Reynolds had that one, but not enough oomph to it. Alexander. Working top of the lane to Pettis. Schofield will go for 3, in and out. .25 seconds. Bounce pass left side from Lowell to Wilmot, and Wilmot with a shot is fouled. Lexi Schofield picks up 1. Wiley Wilmot at the line. In and out. Sometimes that ball just has a mind of its own.
That's right.
But she does get the second. Wiley's first point of the game. Makes it a 7-point lead for the Bruins of Brookings Harbor. Eight seconds to go. Brookings looking for, they're going to get an, no, great save, far side Pettis. Gives it to Schofield, who goes in for the shot right at the buzzer, and it doesn't fall. So that's the end of the first half of play, with OES trailing Brookings Harbor 28-21. We're going to take a minute, be back to talk about this first half in just 60 seconds. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A State Basketball Championship Tournament on the NFHS Network, produced by Sportscasting Unlimited. Here we are at halftime of the consolation game between Brookings Harbor and Oregon Episcopal, and it has been a good first half of action, 28-21. On Point Community Credit Union is proud to sponsor the OSAA State Championships. On Point is Oregon's largest headquartered credit union, serving more than 360,000 members. Visit onpoint.cu.com. On Point is a federally insured agency by the NCUA, an equal housing opportunity lender. And I might add, not only does Sportscasting Unlimited bank with On Point, but so does the entire Walker household.
Go Walkers.
That's it. And they are a great group of people. They get to know you, too. So
all you can ask for is the people who are handling your money.
That's it. That's it. Except for Guido. He handles my money, and I'm not quite sure what he does with it, but that's okay. In the first half, it was a back-and-forth battle at first, and then Brookings Harbor sort of took control. But they're only 7 points up, and as we have said many times in our broadcasts of state tournament action, you can't tell at halftime what's going to happen. We saw it yesterday where teams came back and one team would go cold in the third or the fourth, and that was the outcome of the game.
It's almost how that happens every year, where you do have teams that expose a lot and jump ahead in the first half, but you know, you go in, you make some halftime adjustments, you talk about things you can improve on, and you see a different mindset with girls coming in the second half, especially this time of year when, I mean, this is win or go home. You know, you want to go home with a medal, some plaque, some type of recognition. You know, being one of the best in the 8 in the state, making it here, you want something better than that. And a lot of times you do see that third quarter is one of the most critical parts of any of these state championship matches.
It's who comes out hot. And, you know, I know that halftimes are a thing that every sport has. But it's amazing in 10 minutes how one team can cool and another team can get hot. And I think a lot of it is what the referees or the coaches say at halftime and the adjustments we talk about. You've been in locker rooms, you've coached. We even, as officials, make adjustments at halftime to say, well, you know, I didn't cover this play. You know, I need to be in better position for this or that. You talk about it. And it all really boils down, I think, to that second half.
Yep, who's going to come in, who's going to be the playmaker in the second half? More importantly, who's going to have the least amount of turnovers? That's what this third quarter is all about. And coming out, setting your momentum, setting your tone for the second half, you know, and hopefully we see something close through this third quarter and we maybe don't see somebody jump out. I saw a 15-point deficit get dropped in the third quarter yesterday with the boys' game. So you can't really rule anybody out because you never know who's going to get hot from the corner. As we've both seen, both teams can shoot beyond the arc.
They can. And if one team gets hot from out there, that 19-foot marker is death if somebody gets hot. And we saw a game yesterday on the girls' side over at Marshfield where there was one gal, when we won't mention names, who was shooting, trying to get her team back into the game from outside the arc, and she was nowhere near the rim. And the coach was telling her to pass the ball and things like that, and she didn't pay attention. Being a high school student, I mean, you know, the kids, I mean, we were perfect. We always listened to our coaches.
That's right.
And I wouldn't take a shot that a coach told me not to. Not to denigrate the young lady, because she was really trying hard. She was off. She was hitting the rim, but she was, and that's why they play the game. That's why these kids are in high school. And I'll be the first one to raise my hand and say, I wasn't perfect when I played, and my high school team was like 0-802 when I was on it.
You know, here come the Bruins back out, and some of the things that I really like to see in this third quarter is teams kind of settle into their offense. We've seen a lot of fast break offense so far. So one of these teams is going to try to slow something down, That's my anticipation coming in. Is we're going to slow down, kind of run our offense and see if we can expose some of the weaknesses. Because we saw really good, perimeter passing and dribble, penetrate, and kick out. And if we can just slow the game down, I think we're going to see better baskets being earned versus stuff that we're just running off a fast break.
Exactly. We got about 3.5 minutes before the second half. Let's take a look at the stats for the first half. For Oregon Episcopal, Rachel Lowell with 3 points. Simran Juti with 3. Lauren Hahn with 2. Rachel Holtzman 2. Wiley Wilmot 1. And Grace Bourbon leads all of the Aardvarks. She collected 6 in the first half. For Brookings Harbor, it was Sierra Fitzhugh with 6. Lexi Schofield 7. Ivana Pettis 1. Sydney Alexander 5. Lexi Murray 3. And Chloe McRae with 4. I think we can probably figure we're going to see the same rotations, but I take your point. If we could see them slow down, because they got a bit out of control in a couple of instances in the first half, if we can see them gain that control back, we could see this game go long and hard and
down to the wire.
Down to the wire. Thank you. At my advancing state of age, I forget things.
That's why you got the young guy here.
That's right. Boone Marker along with me today. We're going to take a quick break and be back for the second half. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union AAA State Basketball Championship Tournament on the NFHS Network, produced by Sportscasting Unlimited. Welcome back to the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union AAA State Tournament. What a game it's been as the Oregon Episcopal Aardvarks trail the Brookings Harbor Bruins 28-21 as we get ready to move into quarter number 3. If you're just joining us, Brookings Harbor is in the white and OES is in their Columbia blue. Inbounding will be the Bruins right at center court. Bruins are going left to right, and the Aardvarks right to left. Here we go. Second half underway. Alexander gets the inbounds pass. She's guarded by Wilmot. Correction, she's guarded by Bourbon. Wilmot out of the game right now. There's Oliveira to McRae, into the paint, no good, and out of bounds it goes on the tip. No, they do say it's on the tip. McRae, I thought, had lost it, but it looked like the officials are saying that Reynolds tipped the ball, so it will stay with Bruins.
I think that's their way of not calling a foul there.
And that's good basketball refereeing, in my opinion. If it's just a little touch that might, call it out of bounds and play it over again. Push.
I mean, I saw the push, but she was going into her shot there. He's going to give it to her on the ground. It's all about interpretation when it comes down to some of these calls. And
Lexi Murray with the foul, and that one was obvious. You got to call that no matter what. I thought the officials so far in the first half called a very, very good game. Cast off by Hahn. Lauren can't get it to go. There's a tie-up between Hahn and Schofield.
Man, girls are so tough. They get a jump ball going. I get scared. I get goosebumps sometimes.
OES inbounds. Comes out. Bourbon. Cross to Lowell. And then to Hahn off the front of the iron. Murray has it fall right into her arms, and she will bring it up across the 10-second line. Into the corner it comes, right in front of the Brookings Harbor bench. And Fulton takes it in. She puts it up. She was fouled. And it's Hahn who picks up her second. Lauren now has 2. And Mickey Fulton will go to the line to shoot 2. Rattles the first one, but it drops. Her first point of the game. Just underway here in quarter number 3. Second one does not go, and it's rebounded by the Aardvarks. Hahn, front court, gives it off to Lowell. Tries to go baseline and then lets it out to Borbin, who does drive into the paint. She puts it up. No good. Schoenfeld with the rebound. Bruins back very, very quickly. And it's tapped away. That's Borbin who got the tap. She will get it back, knocked out of bounds from Chloe McCrae, who comes down just flying to knock that one away.
Never give up.
Coming in is Fitzhugh and Pettis. Coming out is Fulton and Murray for Brookings Harbor. Aardvarks working in the paint. Reynolds turns, shoots, no good. As the Bruins set it up on the top. Schoenfeld out to Alexander. She's going to try to come right side. Doesn't get it, so it goes back to Schoenfeld in the paint. Kicks it back out. Fitzhugh way outside. You'll see her shoot from out there, but Sierra didn't take it this time. Cross-courted to Alexander, who put it up. No good. McCrae with the rebound. Puts it back up. She's fouled. The foul is on Lowell. That's Rachel's first. And McCrae will shoot 2.
You know, that was one of the first times we've seen more than probably 3 passes before a shot. At halftime, we were talking about who's going to come out and work on setting up their offense. That was the first display we've seen so far in the second half.
Sometimes when you come out and run and gun, it's a little bit harder to control yourself. Now we have a discussion.
We're talking about tucking in her shirts.
Tucking in the shirt tuck-in discussion. Reminds me of talking to my son when he was young and telling him he had to take, a gentleman always removes his hat inside. We were in a restaurant. And McCrae picks up her second from the line. I won the battle on that one, but I lost the war eventually.
Yep.
Foul. Push. Pettis. And Ivana Pettis picks up number 2. Both teams have 2 team fouls, so this is a non-shooting foul. Into Lowell. From the corner, rattle it, got it, count it. Oh, no, only 2. I thought she had a 3. Ball's loose on the floor, rolling around is Lowell. And a couple of Bruins, McCrae and Pettis.
Sounds like you called her for being out of bounds. No
it was
ball.
Out of bounds call when she rolled, so Brookings Harbor gets the ball. McCrae with it to Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh goes down. And a foul's going to get called on the drive. Lauren Hahn, number 3. So Lauren's going to come out. Simon Judy will come in. So Lauren leaves with 3. And the Bruins inbound very quickly underneath Schoenfeld.
Just how he drew it up.
10-point lead for Brookings Harbor. A lot of pressure coming down on the Aardvarks. They do break it, come into front court. Lowell with it to Judy. Cross-court pass. That's Borbin with it. She'll bring it back as the Aardvarks are going to play in the circle, or outside the circle, I should say.
This is what we were looking to see. Who's going to set up some offense and create the shots?
All by herself.
And there it
is. It is Borbin for 2. And the Aardvarks worked that perfectly. Back quickly, Brookings Harbor. The shot by Pettis Goes out of bounds on the tip. Looks like Reynolds got her hands on it. Coming back in for the Bruins, Jersa. And Alana Knowles comes in as well. Alexander and McCrae.
This should be fun. Look at that formation they've got there.
Ball knocked away. Borbin with it. She's going to go down left-handed. Down the lane, left side, puts it up. Can't get it. Great interception and drive by Borbin. Didn't result in any points, but that was a good drive. In the key, Schofeld. No, bounces off. Aardvarks. Lowell brings it up. As the Aardvarks work it around. Lowell, three, yes. OES coming back. Down. They were down by 10. They've whittled it to the point they're down by 5 right now. Running that offense, as we talked about, who's going to come out and be patient? With it is Fitzhugh. Into the lane, back out on top. Now into the corner. Jersa, no. Rebound by Judy. Judy from the corner, off the side of the rim. Rebound Aardvarks, ball is loose. Now who's going to get it? There's a scrum down there. Bruins finally come up with it. It's Fitzhugh. And then Pettis. Pettis with it. And now you see the Bruins going into their weave out on front, trying to do something with the defense. And Fitzhugh was cutting the baseline underneath. They tried to bounce it in, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, she was really trying to force that. You know, they anticipate this rotation, 1, 2, 3 passes. So sometimes you need to run through it 2 or 3 times before that lane becomes open.
We saw that a couple of times yesterday where the teams ran that weave 4, 5, 6 times, and finally they got the cutter going underneath and picked up an easy 2. So Borbin brings it into front court. Into the lane, shot no good. McCrae with the rebound. 2:50 to go in the third. Ball knocked away, picked up. That wasn't a double dribble as the Aardvarks knocked it out of her hands. But now there is a foul. Lowell with the foul. Rachel picks up her second. That's a 4th team foul. Coming out of the game is Reynolds. Coming in is Ava Casalino. Sitting down also is Rachel Holtzman. Ball is loose underneath to McCrae on the inbounds.
I've seen a lot of inbounds plays this year. Not quite like that one. It's very unique. I like the creativity there from Coach.
And on the inbound or down court pass, it's taken away by Schoenfeld. Fulton, cross court. Alexander goes right, goes left, and then finally gives the ball up. And a walk on Murray. Aardvark ball, far side. It'll be Rachel Lowell who inbounds. And she does. Light full court pressure by the Bruins. Aardvarks come across, far side, and they're going to throw the ball away. Ackerman thought that Lowell was going to break to the corner, and Lowell started to go and then came right back toward the basket, and the ball just got tossed out. Two minutes to go, third quarter. Brookings Harbor leading 35-28 in the white jerseys. Working the ball near side, right in front of their own bench. Schoenfeld with it. Long cross-court pass. Murray tries to drive. Split 2 defenders, and she's fouled. She will shoot 2. Ava Casalino picks up her second. Lexi Murray will shoot 2. No on the first. And can't get the second one either. Aardvark's rebound. That's Wilmot with it. Borbin, all by herself, goes down, puts it up, doesn't get it. Rebound by Casalino. She goes up, and there's a jump ball called on that rebound. And the possession arrow goes to the Bruins. 1.5 to go, third quarter. On the Bulldog when she comes across, that's Alexander. Off to Pettis. Bruins will set up. Pettis comes down. Dishes to Alexander, who puts up the shot. No good. McCray with the rebound. It's going to stay here. The foul is on Casalino. That's Ava's third.
That's that team's. That's 16 fouls, so the next one will go into the bonus, and the Bruins will be in the bonus shooting every time there's a foul from here on out.
And that means the entire fourth quarter. Had to check my math real quick. Corner, 3, got it. Murray. She's hit 2 threes today. Aardvark's going to pass it around. Now Hahn for 3, short and out of bounds.
10-point game here with under a minute left in the third.
Oliveira in and Fitzhugh back in. And we got a timeout. So we're going to take time and be back in just 30 seconds on the NFHS network. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A State Championship Tournament. Welcome back. Sportscasting Unlimited bringing you all of the action of this 3A tournament. Our pleasure to be here again for the second year in a row. And if you have a chance to come down for Championship Saturday tomorrow, I would definitely say you should do that because there's going to be some great games starting bright and early tomorrow morning. If you can't, we'll have them all for you from Marshfield, starting with the 8 o'clock game, which is the 4th and 6th place. Whoever wins this game, by the way, will play at 9:45 at Marshfield for 4th and 6th place. They will play the winner of our next game here, Vale and Warrenton. Bruins coming out of backcourt, number 10 against number 10. We've got Pettis and Hahn, and it's going to be a charge on Pettis.
I think that could have gone either way right there.
Ivana picks up her third. Just as many fouls as points. And less than a minute to play here in the third quarter. Ball getting tossed around. Aardvarks kick it back out. Trying to go was Wilmot. She couldn't. The baseline was clogged. 30 seconds. Quarter 3. Hahn drives, tried to get a foul on a block, but it didn't go. Aardvarks get the rebound, and just inside the circle, it's put up by Ackerman. Correction, that was Casalino who put it up. Need the shot. Who's going to take it? 3 seconds to go. Lost in the key. With a half a second to go, there's a tie-up. Casalino and Schofeld.
You can hear some people yelling how much time's left, but on the court you just don't understand maybe what exactly you're hearing versus what you're trying to do. You know, time awareness is critical when you're, a 10-point game here with.
It's really hard when you're there in the fray. And at the buzzer, got the shot off, but it wouldn't drop. That's the end of 3 with Brookings Harbor leading Oregon Episcopal 38-28. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A State Basketball Championships on the NFHS Network, produced by Sportscasting Unlimited. Oregon Episcopal and Brookings Harbor. One of these teams will end their season in 8 minutes. And Brookings inbound to the ball, but it was taken away, knocked away by Wilmot. She feeds Hahn coming down the right side of the lane. Doesn't get the ball, and then out to Lowell for 3.
Some bonus points for effort there that led to that three-pointer.
So the Aardvarks whittle the lead to 31-38, so 7 points. In the lane with the shot, no good off the iron, was Alexander, and now the ball's tied up underneath. And it's going to be possession arrow to the Aardvarks. Inbounding will be Lauren Hahn. Full court pressure by Brookings Harbor. OES will break it. That's Lowell with it coming down at the charity stripe to Casalino. And then finally gets the shot off Bourbon, but it doesn't go. Another jump ball underneath. McCrae and Lowell. And this time the possession arrow favors Brookings Harbor. Much better to have possession arrows as we have for years. There is a block right there on Casalino.
And that's not a good foul right now. That puts you into the bonus. You know, you're going to, any types of fouls you have right now, putting the Bruins on line is going to take away any chance you have to build any momentum and catch up here.
And being a backcourt foul like that, there was no need for it.
Not at all.
And Casalino's going to leave. She's a junior. She'll be back next year. And she is a really good player and a heady player. Doesn't drop. Bruins with the rebound, then is taken away by Hahn. And is going to be, I thought she got a little bounce over there. I was straight lined on it, so I couldn't see it. She did not. She saved it. Great play by Lauren Hahn. With the shot off the front of the iron, Lowell underneath gets her own rebound, goes back up with it. She followed the shot. She's fouled. And it looks like it's Ivana Pettis picks up number 4 for the Bruins. That'll put Rachel Lowell, the 5'7" senior, on the line. She's shooting 2, got the first.
Big deep breath before she let go of that ball. Good opportunity to take your composure, knowing that this is a critical basket. Everything right now, any free shot you got to make.
She's got 4 this quarter, the only points that the Aardvarks have. And she makes it 5 in the quarter. She single-handedly is bringing her Aardvarks back.
It'll come down to 1 or 2 people.
No. Out of bounds, off of Maddie Reynolds.
It's all about who's got that extra drive right now in the fourth corner, knowing that you might not get to play another basketball game.
And nobody wants to go home without a trophy. McCrae underneath on the inbounds, got it. No, she missed it. Thought it fell through. It did not, so the Aardvarks come into front court. They're going to set it up. Comes back to Lowell. She drives left-handed, tosses it up. She's fouled on the drive. She'll shoot 2.
Smartest thing you can do right now, if you're an Aardvark, is push the ball into the key. If you can't get a foul, kick it out. Get this thing even up so that you're both ended up in the bonus, which is going to happen eventually here with six minutes left. But
Chloe McCrae picks up her 3rd foul. 5th team foul for Brookings Harbor.
Got to play some smart basketball here in the next 6.5 minutes if you're the Aardvarks.
Rachel has it clank off the rim. And there's a charity stripe violation. She went over the line, so the shot does not count. Counts as the shot as her second one, but even if it had gone in, it would not count.
And in case you don't know what that is, she crossed the free throw line before the ball touched the rim.
Huge mistake right there on the inbounds pass by Schofield. There wasn't a Bruin in sight, and she just threw it out of bounds. 38-33, fourth quarter, 6:31 to play. Wilmot, Wiley inbounds. Hahn will get it. Back out on top by the 10-second line goes Bourbon. Lowell, Bourbon to Hahn. OES is going to swing around the arc and finally takes the shot. Got it. That is Reynolds.
That's what we've been waiting to see. But they got into the Austin set, and even with a tough zone, she was able to squeeze off a good shot.
Brookings Harbor coming back quickly. Lexi Schoenfeld with a shot, won't get it to drop. Chris Schoenfeld up off of his bench, taken away, and a double dribble is called on Fulton.
It's a great defensive play, but you got too excited.
Chris Schoenfeld is saying, she did not do that. And the referee turns around and says, yes, this is exactly what she did, coach. Saw it perfectly. Holtzman with the inbounds pass to Lowell. Drives down, puts it up off the glass. No good. The turnover did not hurt Brookings Harbor. So Schoenfeld comes in and will get the ball back to run the offense for the Bruins. Tight defense, and she is... Nope, there is a timeout. It is a 30-second timeout, so we will take 30 seconds and be right back.
There's a good timeout by the Bruins coach right there. You know, we see so often that people come across half court and stop their dribble. She got trapped because she stopped her dribble too soon.
As the Bruins go back to work, 5:30 to go in the game. They lead 38-35. With the drive and back out on top. Schoenfeld underneath. McCray. Good play by the Bruins to feed McCray. She's fouled. Rachel Lowell, her third. And shooting two is Chloe McCray. Feed the post. McCray.
Especially when they can make their free throws at this time of the game.
That always helps.
Half the time you're going to get fouled.
Makes one of two. Aardvarks bring down the rebound. Hahn with it. Steps on the Bulldog when she comes across. Lowell bounces it into the corner. Bourbon, and she walks. Good defense caused that one.
Force them to the baseline. You gotta teach young players to use those boundaries as another opponent.
Murray, Fitzhugh, and a timeout is called. 30 seconds. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A State Basketball Championship on the NFHS Network, produced by Sportscasting Unlimited. As Brookings Harbor gets ready to inbound, it'll be Sierra Fitzhugh with the ball, looking for a white-clad teammate, and she does get it in. Pettis with it. Slowly coming out of backcourt. We've seen both teams run like crazy today, and at times be very slow with it, and Brookings Harbor throws it out of bounds, trying to get it over to Alexander.
One thing that the Bruins can't do right now is force turnovers.
Leading by 4, any turnover at this point of the game with just under 5 minutes to play is very costly. Whether it results in a score or not, it's mental on the turnovers as well as point value.
This is where you learn, how tough as a team you are as an individual, your grit, perseverance, all the things that you've earned and learned through the season come down to these last final minutes of this game.
Air ball. And it heads up play by Simran Judy. She went out. She was actually over the end line, but she hadn't come down yet, and she tapped the ball into a Bruin, and it goes out of bounds real heads-up play. Alana Knowles getting ready to come in now, and she does. She will check in for Lexi Murray for Brookings Harbor. Aardvark shot no good over the basket. Schoenfeld goes up, pulls it down, and now comes across into the attack zone for the Bruins. Down the court she goes is Schoenfeld, kicks it back out front, gives it to Fulton, drives, no, hits the basket a couple of times and then bounces away. Very quickly, Lowell gets it back into front court for the Aardvarks. And Hahn will run the offense, throws it away, trying to hit Judy. She thought that Simran would stay in the corner, and she didn't. She broke to the hoop along the baseline, and Hahn threw it out. Lack of communication there. Schoenfeld will inbound. Full court pressure by the Aardvarks. 4 minutes to play in the game. Fulton, right-handed dribble into the attack zone, near side, right in front of her own bench. She's getting pushed into the corner. And now a 30-second timeout. Will take 30 seconds on the NFHS network as the Bruins lead 39-34 over the Aardvarks. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A state championships. We'll be right back. 3:56 to go in the game. 39-35. We talked about it at halftime. It's who plays the best offense in the second half and sets up their partners. We have a foul. It's going to be on Bourbon. That's Grace's second. It is a 1-and-1 because it's the 9th team foul. Coming in is Sydney Alexander. Sitting down is Ivana Pettis for Brookings Harbor. And Fulton has it. Puts the Bruins at a nice even 40. She will get the second of the two. Eyes it, shoots it off the front of the rim. Into the hands of the Aardvarks. Hahn going to take it by herself. Goes in, left-handed shot from the paint. Little layup. Goes up and comes down. Not even near the basket. Schoenfeld gets it, and she's just covered by Bourbon. No foul, just tight defense. As Schoenfeld is going to hold the ball. 3:26 to go in the game.
We're at that time of game where every whistle's critical. As a referee, you don't want to make the wrong call.
And if you don't think that referees feel the pressure, they do.
As a referee, even though I do, younger age groups, in a close game, you feel the anticipation. You feel it. You're in the same mentality state as, you're in this game. You got to be careful of your whistle, especially in a 5-point game.
Grace Bourbon picks up number 3. And we go back to the line for Schoenfeld. Lexi has the first one drop away. Reynolds coming in for the Aardvarks. Sitting down is going to be Rachel Holtzman. And a wholesale change for Brookings Harbor. Second one will fall.
The Bruins want to keep this at least at a 2-possession game as best as they can.
41-35 our score. Getting into just under 3 minutes to play. Hahn down the lane, lays it up, no good. She let that one go from just about a step inside the charity line. And you can see that Brookings Harbor is beginning to slow things down as Pettis has the ball. The clock is now the Bruins' friend.
The Aardvarks also need to know that they don't have to panic. It's only a 2-possession game right now. They've got plenty of time on their sides and the timeouts. They need to be patient and work the ball as they know how best to get the ball.
And Simran Judy can hit from the corner on threes. So when there's a foul, Hahn, her 4th.
Probably not the best foul for Hahn, being it is her 4th, but it's not a bad foul. stopping the clock, forcing them to the line.
That's the thing. Stopping the clock, you put them on the line. There's always a chance that the shooter is going to miss.
And we're in a double bonus right now, so they're guaranteed 2 shots.
Sydney Alexander at the line. Got it. That's Sydney's 4th of the game. Ten team fouls to 5.
Yeah, I think the Aardvarks wish they could have some of those fouls back that they got.
And another whistle. Ball's going to go to the Aardvarks.
Similar to that foul. That's a bad foul.
Lexi Murray picks up number 3, going for the rebound. Aardvarks break the pressure into front court. Comes Lowell, puts it up, air ball. Pettis picks it up very quickly in the air, starts to the far side, and she's fouled. She will shoot 2. And the foul is on Lowell. Rachel, number 4.
You know, about 2 minutes ago I talked about being patient, not forcing it. You have time. You've got to be aware of that. Not just dribble down and throw up an air ball that's going to put your team in jeopardy with the simple foul.
And Ivana on that left-handed shot connects, making it 43-35. Can't get the second. Batted around. It is the Bruins who come down with it. Fitzhugh puts it up, has it go over the rim. 2:10 to go. 3-point attempt. Got it. Lowell. That's her second 3 this quarter.
And that was a good look. Nobody around. That's a shot you want to take right now.
And well within her range, as was shown. But even if she'd missed that, she can shoot from out there all the time if she doesn't have a defender in her face.
And the Bruins just need to keep moving the ball around right now. Avoid any turnovers or 5-second calls. If anything, finish with something on the line. You want to come away with points right now.
Fitzhugh with it. Out on top to Alexander. Far side, Schoenfeld. Pettis. I really thought she was going to let that one fly, and she thought better of it, just run the clock. I think Chris Schoenfeld, head coach of Brookings Harbor, has told the kids, don't do it, just run it out. We've got the game as long as we stay within ourselves. Fouling out Rachel Lowell. Coming in is going to be Wiley Wilmot, shooting 2 for the Bruins. Lexi Schoenfeld picks up that one. 44-38. Still only a 2-possession game. And she got the second of the 2, makes it a 2.5 possession game. Minute 15 to play.
Now they can start just letting them rip.
Got it.
Basket's good. Quick timeout by
Wilmot
Episcopal.
Picks up 3. We will be back in 30 seconds on the NFHS Network. 1 minute, 9 seconds to go. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 9:45 over at Marshfield High School. All the action, by the way, after the next game here at North Bend will switch to Marshfield. And, of course, Championship Saturday is tomorrow, and we certainly hope that you'll be with us for that, because one thing that happens every Saturday, there are upsets and there are phenomenally good games. Lowell going to inbound. Correction, that is Schofield going to inbound. Bounces it. Fitzhugh. And Schoenfeld into front court. She's going to get fouled. No, she's going to duck out of it and go to Pettis. Baseline. Pettis out front. Bruins satisfied. There's a foul there. I was going to say satisfied just to throw the ball around and watch the clock go out. Wilmot picks up her second. And at the line, Sierra Fitzhugh. She's got 6 in the ball game so far. Rims it.
That miss right there keeps this a 2-possession game for the Aardvarks. There's still lots of time.
We saw a game 2 years ago with 3 seconds to go and a team was down as the shot goes in. 46-38, or 46-41, I should say. Driving, throwing it up, getting it to drop. That was Bourbon, sorry. 43-46, 30 seconds to play. Bruins into front court. "25 seconds. And there's a push. It's Wiley Wilmot picking up her third with 18 seconds to go.
3-point game, were you fouling a little sooner?
I would have. But then that's why I'm not a basketball coach.
You gotta stop the clock and force a turnover. This is one of the only ways. Almost my recommendation, I don't even know if it's legal in high school, would be to foul before the ball gets in, put them on the line, and then you're forced to get the ball right away.
"47, 43. Bourbon again for 2. And steps called. And there's a timeout.
Yep, Episcopal's going to use their last timeout to draw something up with 6 seconds left with a chance to win.
We're going to keep it right here. As the title sponsor of the OSAA State Championships, On Point does everything it can to help our team and our community get ahead. On Point delivers the local banking and lending its members need to reach their goals and make more possible. Visit On Point at onpointcu.com. On Point is a federally insured NCUA community credit union, an equal housing opportunity lender. And this has been a great game. And if you want to stay connected to your favorite team, being in season or out of season, you can stay connected on the new OSAA Live mobile app. OSAA Live features schedules, results, rankings, and standings for all the teams and leagues, plus statewide prep news. Search OSAA Live in the App Store or Google Play Store. Or you can visit osaa.org/app and download it today.
Listen to that crowd and then anticipation for the next 6 seconds. Here we go.
6.3, not to be, nitpicky or anything. Inbounding the ball is Hootie. And down goes Hahn on the drive, and she's hurt. The officials say no foul. They've left the court. That's the end of the ball game. The official was right there and raised his hands. No foul was called. And Lauren Hahn goes down. She's trying to get up. Looks like she hit directly on her knee. Brookings is going to go on to play tomorrow. We are going to take a break and come back and wrap things up. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union AAA State Basketball Championships on the NFHS Network, produced by Sportscasting Unlimited. Well, that's the end of our first consolation game today, as we see Brookings Harbor advance to the game tomorrow. We're going to run through this very quickly here for Oregon Episcopal. 16 points, Rachel Lowell. She led all scorers for the Aardvarks. Simran Judy, 3. Lauren Hahn, 2. Lauren is up and has left the court. I think she left under her own power, but she was hurting there for a while. Rachel Holtzman, 2. Grace Borbin, 12. Maddie Reynolds, 2. And Wiley Wilmot with 4. For Brookings Harbor, Sierra Fitzhugh, 7. Lexi Schofield, 13. And Mickey Fulton, 2. Ivana Pettis, 2. Sydney Alexander, 6. Lexi Murray, 6. And Chloe McCrae with 9. We will see Brookings Harbor play tomorrow. And that wraps up game number 1. We got our second game coming up in about 15 minutes on the NFHS network. You're watching the OSAA On Point Community Credit Union 3A State Championship Tournament on the NFHS network, produced by Sportscasting Unlimited.